Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I want to give you a quick trigger warning. This is going to be slightly political. If you don't agree with what I say, or if you don't want to talk politics, I just suggest you skip the video now. Go to a different video. But if you have the stomach for it, stay tuned and listen to what I got to say. I want to talk about one of the biggest fumbles in U.S. history. This was so stupid. I still, till this day, this is 2 years later, I still can't believe this. This fucking happened. If everyone remembers, 2 years ago, Brittany Griner, a WNBA player, was arrested in Russia for, I believe, drug possession. She, I think, had marijuana on her. And in order to get her back, the U.S., the Biden administration, traded Victor Bout for her. Now, some of you may be saying, who's Victor Bout? Victor Bout is the merchant of death. This man literally has a supervillain name. Like, this is so baffling. You traded a man with the nickname, with the moniker, Merchant of Death, for a fucking WNBA player. That was the biggest fumble I think has ever happened in history. Even 2 years later, I think it's one of the biggest fumbles. What? Like, this is like trading an S-rank criminal in the fucking bingo book for some fucking new-ass fucking ninja. Like, that's literally the equivalent. Like, who the fuck does that? You traded a man who has a supervillain name for a WNBA player. First off, who gives a fuck about the WNBA? Like, realistically, who cares? Like, okay, people want to say, oh, they should be represented, this and that. Nobody cares about them. Like, realistically, nobody does. I've never heard somebody say, yo, you want to watch the WNBA? No. Like, you traded fucking Brittany Griner, who, first of all, I don't think anybody gives a fuck about her, for the, again, Merchant of Death. The man has a supervillain name. He is probably a supervillain in a fucking video game. That's what he sounds like. He sounds like the main antagonist. First off. I don't know if any of you know this. Water boys in the NBA make more money than WNBA players. That's just first off. I don't know why I had to bring that up, but I feel like it should just be said. Second of all, you didn't even trade like Victor Bout for like a CIA operative or something like that. What about the Marine that's there? I don't know if he's still in jail over there, but why didn't you trade it for him? No. You want to trade it for a WNBA player. The fuck? Who does that? Like, that just bothered the shit out of me. I'm like, yo, what is this? You literally let a man who they made a movie about, Nicolas Cage starred in a movie about him, for somebody who who maybe gets like fucking 30,000, their series gets 30,000 views a year. The NBA has to finance them because they can't do it on their own. You traded one of their players for a fucking supervillain. This is what the fuck is going on. What the fuck was that? That was one of the biggest fumbles, I think, in American history. And who let this decision happen? Please tell me it was not Biden. Please. The man can barely speak English. The man can barely speak. He can barely walk up a flight of stairs without stumbling. He can't even walk off a fucking stage normally. You let this man decide, oh, we're going to do a fucking trade? That's like saying you're trading fucking LeBron James for some fucking bench fucking player. That's literally the equivalent. It still baffles me. What are these fumbles? I mean, who decided this? Who was like, yo, Brittany Griner, we gotta let her go. We gotta get her out immediately. Doesn't matter who we have to trade. Trade Victor Bout, the guy who sold weapons to fucking nations, to warlords. Let's trade him for a WNBA player. because that makes apparent fucking sense. I don't even watch basketball, and I know it. This is the most dumbest trade in the world. Like, I don't even think I have to know basketball at all to know that this is a stupid trade. I still just can't believe it. Like, I'm literally looking at, I literally just typed in the Merchant of Death. First off, besides it's saying he's a Russian arms dealer, he's also a politician, which is even more funnier to me. Like, you literally, I can't believe this. I can't believe this. This is baffling. And what pissed me off too is that I believe that the Marine was still locked up in Russia at the time, and you didn't trade. You didn't get the Marine out. I don't know if that's true. Don't quote me on that. Let me take a quick look up of that. Okay, I literally just looked it up. Paul Whelan, the U.S. Marine, was released August 1st of this year. So you're telling me that we kept a United States Marine in that prison for 2 more years than a fucking WNBA player? In all honesty, a Marine has more value than a WNBA player. Like, I'm not trying to say it to be a dick. Like, I'm realistically, like, I'm just being, like, honest. Listen, they're both American citizens. Why don't you just try to get them both out? That's maybe a better point. I'm not saying don't get Brittany Griner out. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you just left that guy in the lurch. You should have at least tried to negotiate. Hey, if we're going to give you Victor Bout, let's get all of our people out at least. Or at least, like, you know, a couple of people. No, you just said just Brittany Griner. That was the biggest fumble in a fucking trade I've ever seen. I don't know. It's fucking stupid. I don't know what the Biden administration was thinking. I mean, he really can't even think. So, I don't know. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about that for a little bit. I just seen it pop up on a reel the other day, and I was like, fuck it, I should talk about this. Like I said before, if you don't agree, everybody's got different opinions, different political views. I understand. So that's pretty much it. Hope to see you guys in the next one.